Before there were serums, pore strips, or 10-step routines, people kept their skin clean with nothing but what their land and kitchen could offer. The Amish have been doing exactly that for generations. No dermatologist visits, no chemical exfoliants, no subscriptions, just simple, repeated practices that keep skin clear from the outside in. If traditional no-product approaches to skincare interest you, consider subscribing so you never miss a video like this one. Across rural communities in Pennsylvania, Ohio, and Indiana, Amish men and women have long relied on a small handful of techniques, each one built around common household ingredients and daily habits. Those techniques, it turns out, address one of the most complained about skin concerns among adults of all ages: clogged pores and the blackheads that come with them. What you are about to hear does not require a single purchase. The first and most foundational method is steam. Hot, clean steam directed at the face is something many Amish households use regularly, not as a spa treatment, but as a practical part of washing up. The process is straightforward. Heat water in a pot until it steams steadily. Lean over the pot and drape a clean towel over the head to trap the warmth. Hold the position for several minutes. The steam opens the pores by softening the hardened sebum, dead skin cells, and debris that collect inside them. That accumulated material is what becomes a blackhead when it oxidizes and darkens at the surface. After steaming, a clean, warm cloth is used to gently wipe the nose and surrounding areas. The warmth keeps the pores open long enough to remove what the steam has loosened. No squeezing, no tools, just the cloth, gentle pressure, and repetition over several days. Many people who adopt this routine report visible improvement within a week or two, simply from the consistency of the practice. Cold water is the final step, applied immediately after, which causes the pores to contract back toward their resting size. The contrast between hot and cold is deliberate, and it mirrors the same principle used in old European hydrotherapy traditions. It remains one of the most reliable approaches to reducing the visible appearance of enlarged pores without any commercial assistance. Before we go further, drop a comment and let us know where you are watching from. It is always encouraging to see how many people from different parts of the country are looking for the same, simpler, back-to-basics approach to taking care of their skin. Raw honey is central to Amish skincare in a way that surprises many people the first time they hear it. The Amish have kept bees for generations, and raw honey taken straight from the comb before filtering or heating carries natural antibacterial properties that can help address the bacteria involved in clogged pores and breakouts. Applied to the nose and cheeks, left for several minutes and then rinsed with warm water, it acts as a gentle cleanser that does not strip the skin of its natural oils the way many commercial products tend to do. Oatmeal works alongside honey as a mild, physical exfoliant. Finely ground oats mixed with just enough water to form a loose paste can be worked gently across the nose and chin in small, circular motions. The texture is soft enough to avoid irritating the skin, but consistent enough to lift away dead skin cells that would otherwise accumulate inside pores. Cornmeal serves a similar purpose and has been used in rural households for a very long time when oats were not readily available. These are not exotic materials. They are pantry staples. Because they are minimally processed and free of artificial fragrances and preservatives, they rarely cause the sensitivity reactions that show up so often with store-bought exfoliating products, which matters especially for older skin that tends to be thinner and more reactive. Apple cider vinegar has been a fixture of Amish households for well over a century, used for everything from food preservation to cleaning to personal care. As a skin toner, it functions as an astringent, tightening the pores and removing the thin layer of oil and residue left on the surface after cleansing. Diluted with water at a ratio based on individual skin sensitivity, it is applied to the face with a clean cloth after steaming and washing. The natural acidity helps restore the skin's surface balance without relying on synthetic chemistry. Witch hazel works in a similar way, and it carries an even longer history as a medicinal and cosmetic ingredient in American folk tradition. Derived from the bark and leaves of the witch hazel shrub, which grows abundantly across the eastern United States, it has been distilled at home and commercially for well over a century. Applied after cleansing, it calms redness, reduces the oily buildup that contributes to enlarged pores, and leaves the skin feeling clean, without residue. Older generations across rural America, not just the Amish, relied on it as a standard part of basic skincare. Many dermatologists today consider it one of the few traditional remedies that holds up meaningfully against modern scrutiny. Have you ever tried any of these traditional methods before, or does this feel entirely new to you? Leave a comment below with your experience. It is genuinely helpful to hear from people who have already tested simple approaches like these, especially those of you who have dealt with stubborn pores for years. Animal fat, specifically rendered lard or tallow, is something the Amish have applied to skin for generations. It sounds counterintuitive to put fat on skin that already tends toward oiliness, but rendered lard and grass-fed tallow share a fatty acid profile that is structurally similar to the skin's own natural sebum. Rather than sitting on the surface and clogging pores, a very thin layer applied after cleansing and toning can help regulate oil production and keep the skin barrier intact. Less overproduction of sebum means less material accumulating inside pores over time. It is a practice that predates the commercial moisturizer industry by centuries and is seeing quiet, renewed interest among people looking for alternatives to synthetic formulations, particularly adults whose skin has grown drier and more fragile with age. Diet and daily routine complete the picture. Amish communities eat relatively little processed food, drink water rather than sugary beverages, and spend substantial time outdoors doing physical work. Excess sugar and refined carbohydrates are widely associated with increased oil production and low-grade skin inflammation, both of which contribute to blocked pores. Regular physical activity increases circulation, which supports healthy skin cell turnover. Fresh air and natural light in moderate amounts also play a role. The Amish do not think of these habits as a skincare regimen. They are simply the structure of daily life. But for skin that stays clear well into older age, that structure carries real weight. What stands out about all of these practices is not that they are rare, secret, or difficult to find. Steam, honey, oatmeal, apple cider vinegar, witch hazel, a clean cloth, cold water, and a consistent daily routine. These are not discoveries. They are a return to the basics that worked long before the modern skincare industry existed, and they continue to work now for the same reasons they always did. The skin does not need complexity. It needs consistency, gentle care, and ingredients it can recognize. That is what the Amish have understood for generations, not because they had access to clinical research, but because they paid close attention to what their bodies responded to, kept doing what worked, and passed it down without ever packaging it for sale.